The Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show. Here we go.
What up? 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 From tribute to my man Tease, man. Shout out to my man Tease. Rest in peace. College basketball is here. It makes me think about my guy every single time. So shout out to my man Tease. How y'all feeling today?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How's everything going by you? How's my guy Wine? I'm doing good, brother.
We're all good over here, my guys. Good to be back with you guys. We missed last week, so I'm excited to get right back to it. And two of our biscuits and gravy are going off right now, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and we way down the list right here. We all the way in the 11th week. We're going to be slowing it down in a couple more weeks. We're going to get some bowl games coming after that. So a lot going on in sports right now, which make sure you give us all a follow on Twitter. And we all got all kinds of stuff going on. So stay in the loop with us, man. My man Wine, Big Ragu. Make sure y'all go follow those guys on Twitter or X, however you want to call it. But before we jump into the meat of things, let's talk about the status of where we at. What we looking like in the 12-man playoff in college? What you guys' thoughts on that? But I'm gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna read it from over here. I don't have enough time to put up any kind of visuals or whatever. But so ACC, right? Number one. I'm on ESPN, by the way. So number one, they have number 14 Virginia Tech. They're 5-0, 8-1 overall, 5-0 in the conference. Then you got GT. They're 5-1. We made money with GT a couple weeks ago. Shout out to GT. 8-1. Pittsburgh. I don't know where Pittsburgh came out with the 5-1 in the conference, 7-2 overall. And then Louisville in the what is this? The number 4 spot. 4-1, 7-1 for the season. Then we got SMU. They're 4-1 in the conference, 6-3 for the season. And then we'll go Duke, 4-1, 5-3, and then also Miami. They're 2-2 in the conference and they're 6-2 overall. I ain't gonna go too far than that. But from that conversation, how do you think we're gonna land over here in the ACC? And who do you think is a for sure in for the spot from the ACC? And who do you think are a good runner up?
Yeah, as far as the ACC, sorry, I'll just go. I'm looking at the odds right now, and the odds on favorite to take it is oddly enough the Duke Blue Devils. That is crazy at plus 220. They are the odds on favorite to win the ACC. Right behind them, the Virginia Cavaliers and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This is kind of crazy, guys. Duke is the odds on favorite to win the ACC right now. That's not who I was expecting to be here. Louisville's a plus 350 right now. SMU, quietly, guys, plus 1,100. If they win out, they will be in the ACC title. It's just going to be if they can take care of business here and kind of a letdown spot, I think, the game that they're playing in tomorrow. But ACC is wide open, guys. It's anybody's ball game. I mean, even the Pitt Panthers at plus 1,600, they've been playing some really good ball. Miami's out of it. I would probably take Georgia Tech. I think that's my favorite team right now in the ACC.
I would totally agree with you on the Georgia Tech. That's probably my favorite one right there. I think Virginia is definitely able to hit a bump. Actually, all of them are able to hit a bump. I don't see Louisville getting too far before they shoot themselves in the foot. And this Pittsburgh team is doing better above average, which could go the other way at any time. The only one that's been consistently doing this, and had a real shot, I feel, is Georgia Tech. But who would you think would be the dark horse? Who do you think, if it was the number 2 spot over there, who gets the number 2 spot?
That's a good question. I think it's going to come down to Georgia Tech and Virginia. It looks like Duke is going to be there. I mean, I haven't looked at Duke's schedule, but the books are obviously saying that Duke's going to win this ACC or at least be there. So this might be a Duke Georgia Tech. Like I said, maybe SMU can somehow squeak in there, or Louisville or Virginia. I think Virginia's in a tough spot this weekend as well. It's going to be interesting. It's kind of sucks that only one ACC team is probably going to make it. Yep, we're giving a G5 team that's not going to go undefeated or anything like that. Pretty much a free spot no matter what. I don't like that rule that they automatically give a G5 program that spot over another team like that's actually playing pretty well in the ACC. There'll only be one ACC team representing. I would say probably it's going to come down to Duke and Georgia Tech.
You want to know who I like?
Who you like, Ragu?
I like Georgia Tech also, but we can't forget. I not take nothing away from Virginia because I think they're playing. You know, you could thank Florida State for putting Virginia on track early on, and they kind of showed out what they've been, and they've held steady all the way through it. And like you say, you know, with Duke, with Manny Diaz, probably going to be his last year there. He's probably going to go to a bigger school, you know, possibly Penn State at the end of the season. We'll see. But yeah, and then my dark horse would be Louisville, even though they're sitting 7-1. I think they're viable. Pittsburgh's viable, but I like Louisville's chances too. So I'm going to say somewhere along the line, Virginia stubs their toe possibly, and then they'll have 3 1-loss teams, and I think Virginia. I think it'll be Louisville and Georgia Tech.
I like those, but for the sake of you still got those lines up. What do they have?
Yep.
What do they have SMU up?
Plus 1,100. And
I
they
think
could win
SMU.
out. I honestly think SMU plus 1,100 that's a good.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a good
some good value there. Because I mean, they started out a little bit slow, and now they're kind of gaining traction. You know, once they get into the conference play, they kind of straighten things out. You know, a couple big wins of late, and you know they're doing pretty good.
Are we doing a pre-recorded show, boss? Is this live?
Yeah. No, we live
Okay.
on Twitter. We live on Twitter, but we're not live on YouTube right now.
Gotcha.
We in YouTube jail right now. So, but let's keep it moving, man. Let's go over to the Big Ten. So in the Big Ten, hey, you got to give it to Indiana up top, 6-0, 9-0 overall. Ohio State's a powerhouse right behind them, 5-0, 8-0 overall, and I think Ohio State has a great ATS too. I don't have that in front of me. But coming in number 3, Michigan, which I don't really believe in like that, but they're 5-1, 7-2 overall. Then Oregon. Oregon got a real tough game this week. If they get over this week, they might be rolling with some speed downhill. But they're 7-1 overall. Then we got good old Iowa. That's gonna be the matchup right there for that spot. It's gonna be any extra spot in the Big Ten. I think it goes between these two right here. And then you have USC and Minnesota. We already know those guys probably not going to make it to the playoffs. But what do you think? Is just solid? Is it already signed, sealed, delivered? Ohio State and Indiana are the 2 spots out of the Big Ten.
I don't know. You guys know a couple weeks ago I took Iowa plus 10,000 win the Big Ten. 200 paid out $20,000, and it's looking like if they take care of business against Oregon this weekend, they got to. Don't get me wrong, they got to come out here to Southern California and take on a good USC team. It's going to be interesting. That it might be a good time to hedge as well and just take USC because it's probably going to be like an affordable spread, like a -1.5, 2.5, and we'll hammer USC. But I like Iowa. I mean, if they take care of business against Oregon, I mean, it's going to be hard for me to fade them. But at this point, that's my only ticket I have. Right now, you get a better number. This was 2 weeks ago I got this. And now 2 weeks later, after 2 wins, plus 12,500 to win the Big Ten. So do the math. $100 pays out 12,500. It's not a bad payout whatsoever. But looking at the odds, I've got them pulled up right here for us. We have the Oregon Ducks plus 2,200. That's some good value. Ohio State minus 150, and Indiana plus 125. So it's looking like it's going to be an Ohio State, Indiana. But again, guys, I think it's a letdown spot with Indiana against Penn State this week. And I think Penn State might finally play some good brand of football on that one. I don't know if they win, but
first game home since they lost. Fired the coach.
You never know, guys, and
Right.
and that's going to be a hostile environment. And Penn State, if you look at their roster, it's still very talented. They've got good coordinators. They can't just not win another game this season. You know what I mean? So that's going to be interesting. Keep an eye out for that. But I'm going to say Ohio State will for sure be there. Who their opponent will be, I'm going to say either Iowa or USC. I'm going to take a long shot on both those programs.
Well, I was high on USC early in the season for 10 wins. You know, I figured. And they didn't have to play early on. It was a big deal for them not having to play Penn State or Ohio State for that matter. But, you know, we see what happened with Penn State. So that's really not going to be a big plus for them anyways at this point. But, you know, but from a win total standpoint, you know, they're going to have to – they could be like a one of the 3 teams that get in from the Big Ten. Possibly if they finish strong, but we still might see 2 teams depending on how things pan out. We're probably going to see 3 teams from the Big Ten in the college playoff. I think without question. So
well, you could give my third vote to Oregon. I think Oregon might have had a little slip up, took a loss, but I think that they jumped back on track, and I think Oregon is gonna be tough with Iowa. We'll talk about that a little later, but
yeah, we will. Yes, we will.
let's keep it going, man. I wanted to get through this kind of fast, but it's kind of interesting where we're going, and it's good to hear you guys' perspective about this as we go into this. The good one, this is the good one right here, the Big 12. Any man's race with BYU on top, Texas Tech in the number 2 spot, the Bearcats, Cincinnati Bearcats in the 3 spot, Houston in the 4 spot, Utah in the 5 spot, Arizona State in the 6th spot, and TCU, I'll say, in the 7th spot. We only got 2 spots to give away. Probably max is all they're probably going to get the Big 12. Who gets these 2 spots, Wine Time?
Come on, Big 12 expert.
Yeah, you guys know I love the Big 12, man. It's my favorite conference. I'm going to say Texas Tech has a one-way ticket there already. There's a reason why they're minus 200 right now. Interesting enough, the Utah Utes and Cincinnati at plus 900 look very appealing. I'm going to say, and BYU plus 350. I don't think so, though. I'm going to stay away from that BYU team. Give me Texas Tech against Utah in the Big 12 title game.
Wow. I think it goes 3 ways here. I think it goes BYU, Texas Tech, and Utah, like you said. But any combination of 3, what would be ironic is because we got the big matchup this week coming between BYU and Tech, right? So they could very well play each other again in the conference championship. Or then again, one of these teams can lose twice possibly, but somebody gets tripped off along the way. Right now, BYU is undefeated. They're off an 8-game win streak, and it's kind of hard to go against that. I know they're the higher ranked team against a lower ranked team with Tech, but Tech is just so loaded, and that defense is so nasty too. So we'll talk about that game later. But I think either way, whoever wins the first game, I think whoever wins this game here is going to wind up playing Utah.
I like it. So I'll run through them real quick. BYU. I made some good money with BYU. I kind of get what they're doing over there, but their luck rating is very high. Texas Tech, if you put your money where your mouth at, if you look at what they invested and what they got on the field, they got a great thing going on, and they do seem like a minus 200 shoe in. Cincinnati Bearcats, it just seems like every week that they could take a big L, but they seem to have good defense and some decent offense to get them through to the 7-2 spot. Houston, I don't think Houston can be beat at any time. I don't think that'd even be a good look to keep going to in the playoffs or anything like it. But Utah, I kind of lost faith in Utah too. Like even though they're trying to turn the corner right here, the fact of the matter is when Dampier is injured, he plays some kind of way. I do like the backup quarterback though. He might be better than Dampier, and that's probably the most luck they have on offense. But the quarterback charades and the stuff that they doing over there at Utah, I'm almost had enough of it. And if they don't make it right, then it just proves my point. It's just racket. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I feel about those. Let me see how many more we got. We did Big 10, Big 12, SEC, the big dogs. Let everybody in the South tell you these are the big dogs. But first off, a Texas A&M team. I'm gonna go through mine first, and then y'all can pick up wherever y'all like. A Texas A&M team that I was wishing lost so long ago. That I lost money trying to fade, but they've been doing a lot. They're kind of consistent, but they still kind of man type team. So seems like it's any given Saturday for Texas where they take an L, and a lot of people on the other side this week. So, but I don't know. But what they got going on over there is a great thing. They great coach. They got some nice players. Everything. Alabama got a chip on their shoulder. They're the targeted team, and they got something to prove at the same time. They could do a hiccup at any time as well, have a bad day or whatever. They really kind of put together a bad start, and it worked as they're going. Like one of those teams that really improved in between. The Georgia Bulldogs, or as my man Jimmy Vegas say, Georgia, right? The Georgia Bulldogs over here. They I mean, they look so good at times, and then they barely win some games, and you wonder like what's really going on. Just a matter of time, probably, for they get on the wrong side of one of those close wins like that. And good old Lane Train is doing the Lane Train, and he probably has one of the best teams that he's had in a while. And I think even with his ignorance and the stuff that he does and his lackadaisicalness at times, I think this team could definitely be a dark horse in the battle. And Texas, come on, man, Texas is trying to sew up some heal up some wounds and make it out of this alive. You know, it's only a couple years they in the SEC. Where they at right now is decent. You know, don't knock them. And Oklahoma Sooners, they don't have a chance because that quarterback with the messed up hand, you don't get surgery on your hand and expect to do well going forward. I think they took him out too early. But that's how I am. Where y'all at in the SEC?
I'm gonna say give me Alabama against Georgia, the classic two teams right there. I think Alabama's going to be there. And I think Georgia's going to probably win out, and they're going to be there. So Ole Miss a good dark horse though. Boss, who do you dislike more, the Norvells or Lane Kiffin?
The Norvells. I don't like the Norvells.
Those are your, I love it.
Who I dislike. It's Alabama for me all the way. I'm not even looking. I'm not even worried about. I don't know. I don't care who shows up. They're taking them all down.
Yeah.
So right now,
that's bull. Shout out to Alabama, man. I wish Kevin DeBoer good luck. I mean, like early in the season, they were talking about getting rid of him.
Right now, they're the most consistent. They got the most consistent play. Their defense is getting better. Quarterback, with Simpson doing great. Running game's improved. I mean, just they're just the most consistent team right now in my book. Even though A&M is loaded to the gills, they play hard. They like I know a lot of guys like to fade them and hate on them, but I've zigzagged with them all season. Did pretty decent with them so far. I don't have no hate for them, but I just think when it comes stepping up in class, even though they're probably like a step below, and no disrespect to those kids, but I think Bama right now is a superior team in the SEC.
I like it.
I'm not even
after that little chat on the conferences and where we going, we'll touch back up on that later. I'm sure we'll chop this up and have some pieces of it. But I'm getting a little hungry, and I'm feeling like eating breakfast, y'all.
Okay.
There we go. Biscuits and gravy, week 11. We are here right now, and we'll just go through the first two fast because they are already going, right? I know UFC
Northwestern's about to start. I'll get it quick for you guys. Yeah, I just think a letdown spot somewhat for USC. They finally go on the road, take care of business against a Midwest team in Big Ten play. Did it. It's probably a little bit closer. Oh, and that's picked off by UCF right there. It's going to be UCF ball. What a play right there by the corner, number 2. Let's go. But Northwestern plus 14.5. I just think these guys have been playing hard all year. As a bottom feeder supposed to be in the Big Ten. This team's right there. If they win out, they could be in the Big Ten title. So they're not going to do that. But I'm just saying they're going to give their best effort here. It is a little bit of a flight for Northwestern, but at the same time, USC had to fly back from Nebraska. It's a Friday night game. Everyone is sitting in traffic right now, getting off work in LA. The game starts in 5 minutes. There's going to be 40, 50,000 people there, if that. It's not going to be a sellout crowd because it's Northwestern, and a lot of the USC fans just think it's probably going to be an easy win. I think Northwestern, sprinkle that money line, guys. It starts in 7 minutes, but that plus 14.5 down to a 14 right now, I think that's really good money. 80% of tickets, 80% of cash on USC. Line moving towards Northwestern. Love the spot.
Like, go ahead, just grab your picks because we already have.
Yeah, UCF, it's going on right now, guys. It's the bounce house. It's simple as that. Friday night, the bounce house, 44,000. You're gonna think there's 70,000 people there. These people are wasted. They got out of class early. They were tailgating there early. It's a big game. We back UCF at home, fade them on the road. That's what we do every single week. That's what we're doing here. Why, after getting blown out by Baylor, scoring 3 points, they're gonna close as the favorite against a Houston team that almost could have won the Big 12? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. There's a reason for it. Give me UCF.
Nice. Let's keep it going. Big Ragu, go ahead, pick it up.
Yeah, so we're talking Missouri and A&M. We just got through talking about the SEC guys, uh, top tier team in the SEC, A&M, undefeated against a team that every year seems somehow or another is right in the thick of things, and they take that 1 L and things kind of start to go a little bit sideways. But this team does know how to play in Columbia. They know how to play defense. My power ratings has got this game as a 1 point differential. Of course, 3 points for the home team in my book. So basically, it's just above a pick 'em. We're catching some good wood here with the Missouri on 7.5. There's a little heat coming back on A&M. So by the time people watch this show, you probably might be able to get 7 in the hook easily here. So it's a value play, strictly value on what Missouri does in Columbia. Well-coached football team, and Coach Drink, he's another guy that's probably going to be getting a lucrative contract somewhere else at a bigger school. Not going to say Missouri's a smaller school, but I like the Missouri. To me, that's a little bit of a lot of bit of an overlay here on Missouri. Like I said, I've been zigzagging in A&M. I'm zagging right now.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Next one is Wisconsin plus 11. I heard a lot of good things about that pick right there. Heard they got a lot of bells and whistles going down in Wisconsin for that game. Luke Fickell actually going to probably keep his job. So
He is.
Yeah.
could be
I've seen some positivity with these coaches that they kind of gave the vote of confidence to. I mean, look at Florida State. That's another one we could talk about. That line's down to like 1.5 at Clemson. I think the look ahead line on that was better than a touchdown early on. So there's some shit going on right there. But here's another game similar, with a team that's been bottom fed in the Big Ten. Washington, nationally ranked, they're in the low teens here. Solid football team. You break down the talent levels here and what they've kind of underperformed all season. So I'm starting to see these teams that have really underperformed starting to get their acts together a little bit. And this is like the same thing like Mizzou. It's a value play at home. It's a big overlay. We're looking at 11 points, 11.5. I got this as a field goal game in Madison, and I think it's too many points to be laying here on the road with Washington. So I'm just strictly value play with Wisconsin at home, plus better than 2 scores.
I like both those plays, Doc. I like both those plays. I'm on Wisconsin, so I just don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on Mizzou quite yet, but love those 2 plays. I love our card, honestly, on the screen right now. This looks like it's going to be a little sweet for us, fellas.
Yeah, I like those 2. I'm gonna add that Wisconsin play, and I like the Missouri look too. One of the better rated defenses in the conference right there. So giving them points, you know how it goes with the home dog or whatever. Yeah, home, right? Missouri.
Yeah, it's like we say it all the time. It's really tough to win on the road in the SEC, and that's a prime example right there.
Yeah, that's a prime example.
You almost have to sprinkle Missouri too.
Now jumping into this Arizona pick, it is a very public pick, and a lot of people are looking the other way. But the part that brings it to my attention that we've seen it all along, Kansas has a paper thin defense. I mean, as much as we root for Daniels and to do the best, and he has a problem with accuracy. He has a problem with turnovers. He has a problem with fumbling. So he's playing a well groomed. I mean, when my man Britt Brenner has a team and he get a little talent on there, he's able. That's what he does. He takes a little bit of talent and he makes it a lot better. And I think they got it in a good spot right here. They still looking nice in the conference, believe it or not, and they definitely need this win right here. I seen it at 4.5 for a while, and it was just sitting there all week. But when the contest came, they gave us 5, which gives me a little more confidence that even the books think Arizona has a half-point better chance to open that. So I like Arizona in that spot, and then moving over to UNLV. Now, neither of these teams right here, defense is nothing. We got the whole coaching firing situation over there with Colorado State. We got a little weather maybe in this game. Bunch of little doodads in this game right here. Both of them, I believe, no, Colorado State's off a bye, which was kind of calculated with the firing of the coach because they wanted to go ahead and fire him, play a game, and then have time to regroup and try to make something of the season. But this UNLV team, I can't say much for the defense, but they do kind of try, but they just can't seem to play sound defense. But they can score like hell, and I think even a good defense on Colorado State, they still can't score as much as UNLV. I think I also like the over in this game. I like the first half over, and I like the full game over in this game as well because UNLV scores averages about 21 points first half, and the over under is 31. So with UNLV's defensive woes, Colorado State should be able to get the end zone a couple times, and UNLV do their normal 21, and we get over 31 in the first half, and I think it's 60 or 62 in the full game. So I like both of those right there. I like the over in that game, and also like UNLV. This last one, Iowa State. This is like this spot right here is usually one that we all agree on, but I already leaked it early in the thing that I kind of like Oregon in this one. But when my brothers say, we going this way, I say let's go that way, despite whatever, I'm gonna back you when you're right or if you're wrong, whatever. So I kind of like Georgia. Georgia. I kind of like Oregon in this one. I don't think the old school ways of Iowa kind of can compete really with the new school ways of Oregon. Like Oregon's a modern, on the edge, contemporary type, new school team, and Iowa's still playing the old school ball, which they do well though, for sure.
With a twist. Not like they used to be. Not like they used to be.
Like they used to be.
On many shows, take the Iowa overs, and this is going to be another over in this game too. 40.5, 42. I bet at 40.5. Now it's 42.5. So, yeah, it's coming, guys. It's coming.
Yeah, I took it over too, though. I did take this game over. That was my first look, was the over in that game. Just simply the fact that Iowa's a different machine when it comes to scoring now, and it's going to be some scoring with Oregon. And at the end of the day, if Oregon really goes off, they probably could cover it by themselves.
Yeah, this isn't going to be your 13-10 game here, guys.
Nah, they're going to put some points.
This will probably be like 20.
But bring me in tighter, Wine, with this Iowa pick. Even though I'm more on the over than the Oregon side, but bring me in.
I mean, listen, guys, Coach Curry. I mean, what, year 27, year 28? What is it for Phil Parker? Year 20? Yeah, I mean, Phil Parker's been the DC now for going on 11 years. The only time he has to speak in his pressers is during the bye week, and he absolutely hates it. I watched it this week, and such a funny guy to watch. But at the end of it, they asked him about Oregon's playmakers, said a lot of nice things, and then he's like, "They're very well funded." And it was just like such like a, you know what I mean? It was such like a cool. And it's, guys, listen. I mean, these guys age-wise coaching. I mean, Iowa's experience. They've got about 60 years on these guys in total. This is a very young staff from Oregon going to a very hostile environment, probably even more hostile environment than the whiteout game. Just because of how well Iowa is playing right now, this place is going to be rocking all day long. It's going to be dark time by second half. They're going to be wearing the black uniforms. This game's everything for Iowa. This is the chance. Coach Kirk's got his quarterback, his OC, and John Lester. He's got a good DC. He's got good personnel. He's got a great defense. They don't get flags. They don't miss tackles in open space. They're not going to do that. They're not going to beat themselves. Iowa wins this game, money line plus 190.
God damn it, sign me up. Shit. Something of the week right there.
Here's my only concern. 17 and 3 in Kinnick, right? 11 straight wins for them, but no wins the last 11 versus a ranked team.
Yeah, that's definitely.
That's the only caveat. But other than that, I agree 125%.
There it is there. Now let's move on to our guy, Mr. A, and his pick of the week. As my man, Mr. A, is 8-4 on the show. Just so you guys know, we had a discussion about this in Vegas, and we wanted to make sure we didn't get a chance to do a show last week, so we wasn't able to put it up. But because I was there and I verified his pick and played it and cashed, I said I'm gonna give you that. So my man A, 8-4 right here on this show right here. So even if we don't give you winners, he does. Just check him out this week.
Oh, come on!
Okay.
Can you tell me the
Big
I don't
shout
like
out to
that one.
Mike. You don't like that one. It is what it is. That's our guy. We've been on the other side of him sometimes too. Anybody can get it. Let's go. Let's move into some of our other looks right here. This is Georgia and Mississippi State. I really like Mississippi State first half in this game. Georgia has been a second half team all year. This Mississippi State team is loaded with a bunch of older guys. Remember, they brought back like 10 on offense and 9 on defense. So these guys are well tuned up. They might have a shot at winning outright. Like me and Big Ragu talked about. We love those dogs that you think really have a chance to win outright. And I think they could have a chance to win outright, especially if Georgia gets off to a bad start. They play better in the first half. What was it last week? They were up big time in the first half and they gave it up and barely won. But Mississippi State, I mean, they barely covered, shall I say. Mississippi State, Georgia, what y'all got on this?
I'm on Mississippi State. I got the +8. You can get a better number now, though. I don't really like it as much. I kind of think I'm on the wrong side. I moved on it on a Tuesday. I just think being at home, Mississippi State's been in pretty much every game, even the A&M game. I mean, it was really that second half. It was a close game going into that second half in A&M. I think Mississippi State has the offensive power to be able to hang with Georgia, cover an 8-point spread. I just don't like that it's moved against me. And Georgia, like I said, Georgia probably will win out the rest of the year. So, but Georgia Kirby don't care about covering spreads. He just wants to win these games. So I say he wins this game by 3 to 6 points. I could be wrong. The market's saying I'm wrong, but still like my pick, Mississippi State.
Yeah, we seen it firsthand that Kirby doesn't like to cover games at the end of that Florida game last week. So, take that one to the bank, my friend. I think Mississippi State in the first half for sure. Home, them cowbells will be ringing, real loud, be noisy. I think Georgia wins the game, but I think it's a no cover spot there. So use Georgia in the money line parlays if you're going to use it.
I actually had did my things that I like about Mississippi and things I don't like about Georgia. So here are my 4 points that I like about Mississippi. I like taking the points, and it was at 7.5 when I capped this, and it's up even more. I like that they're playing this spot with their record at a home field on this one. I love their ATS record, having missed most games by less than 7 points. And I feel like I said before, they have the more experienced starters in this one because a lot of these guys returned from last year. Now, things I don't like about Georgia, I don't like the injuries on the Georgia side. I don't like that Georgia been having too many tight wins. Also, don't like the offense is not dominant. Georgia's offense is not dominant at all. And then I also don't like that the D line is not what it used to be for Georgia. I think that's one of the main disparities in Georgia right now.
They've been playing up to whatever their competition's level. That's what Georgia's at.
Yeah,
a lot of their games. If you go
it's hard. It's hard to. That's like messing with your baby mama. It's hard to play that thin line. Either you messing with her or you not. Ain't no in between. Okay. Word from the wise. Next up, BYU Texas Tech game right here. Who's all on this one right here? I got a little something to say, but I'm gonna let y'all go first.
Nothing for me.
Or is that just
me?
me?
You, boss.
I must be doing them in time order. But let's dig into this one. BYU and Texas. So my man Brockmeyer, I think BYU is just one of those teams where I think they just have what it takes to get it done. Like kind of like the same little fire that Vanderbilt have, BYU's kind of having. I think the market is telling like this shit is gonna crash at some point. But Brockmeyer, man, number 47 ain't no joke, man. The only quarterback wearing number 47. He's a big guy and he's getting the job done. And he's kind of figuring it out, as he plays. So this is a very, very big matchup right here with Texas Tech. But ultimately, as much as I like BYU in this spot, I'm taking Texas Tech first half because Texas Tech has a beautiful first half record. First half is -6 in this one. But I'm looking to live bet BYU at like +15 or something, especially when they go down in the first half to Texas Tech taking off. Because I think they're more gamers towards the end. I mean, I don't know if everybody know they BYU homework, but these guys always travel well. They're much older. Even though I know that the rules have changed too. So some of these guys are really young. But they're able to take it on the chin. they don't whine or get emotionally damaged after a touchdown like some younger squads would do. So they're here to slug it out. And Texas Tech, they are built on money. They got the stadium. I mean, you talk about they got college game day coming here. You talk about a team that's going to be rocking and rolling. It's going to be going down in Lubbock, Texas, with Texas Tech this
Yep.
week. They might have all that is not going to be as effective to BYU like it would a lot of other schools. So I think it is going to be a tough match. I do think Texas Tech probably will win. So it's one of those spots where I don't believe Big Ragu that the dog will win outright. So I can't.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this is going to be a 3-point cover either way, win or loss, by either Tech by 13 or by 7. So, but I think we sit back and watch the fireworks happen for this game, and then we focus for them like on the Big 12 championship. I know we got the Big 12 guru on screen with us, but if he's passing on us, that should tell us something. Right, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
off
my
it,
bad.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't move on. It would be. I think Texas Tech. I mean, they're a really good squad, and BYU. I mean, they've done nothing but impress these last 2 years, way above expectations to what I thought they were going to do these last couple of years. So, definitely, I don't know who I like in this game. I think Texas Tech on the money line would probably be good in parlays because it's going to be a hostile environment. We've been noticing too on some of these bigger primetime games. The team, it's whenever a team is like a double-digit spread and the other team's kind of like I would say maybe like a public darling, that team ends up getting blown out. And that's what I like it happened with Indiana and UCLA. People were saying, oh, UCLA might be able to beat these guys just because of all the hype and stuff. And look what happened. We saw what happened when Tech went to Utah as well. They dog walked them there. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. But that Tech in Utah game was fishy because Dampier was not 100%.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, a
That's
healthy
what's going
Dampier.
on.
They Texas Tech left the back door open the whole game and really turned it on at the end. So
the backup quarterback, that was what it was. They didn't have any tape on him, so he had like 4 touchdowns in that second half.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I respect Texas Tech. They definitely gave my respect to the fact that I went into this thinking that I was gonna come out with BYU, but I came out with Texas Tech first half. So I like it right there. Let's keep it moving though. Next up, whose game is this? Southern Miss and Arkansas State.
Right here, my brother. Right
There
here.
he is. There he is. I heard this
in
is
the shadows, man, and a little fun belt action here, guys. So listen, it's a very simple cat for me. Not as simple as it looks on the surface, but if you dig back into it a little bit, this Arkansas State team played 3 pretty good teams early on. I don't have them in front of me. I know Kennesaw State. There's a couple FBS school, bigger name FBS schools, top tier schools that they took L's on. Had one cover in between, but now that they got in the conference play, this team is riding a 4-game win streak, and they're 4-1 in conference right now. And I think the wrong team's favored here, guys. They've been averaging their conference win, these 4-1 spread with the 4 W's in a row. They've been winning by a little bit of margin. They've been covering those games as dogs and a little bit of favorite as 8 points. So the last four games they played, all W's. And now, don't get me wrong, Southern Miss is sitting at 6-2, and they've had a good season also. But I just like the way that Arkansas is, they're on that trajectory up. Southern Miss is kind of like flattened out a little bit. And I think it's quiet. It's a sleepy game for Southern Miss to go in Ark State. Now, they're not what they were one time with their offense, but they got a good balance, offense, defensive game, and I think they're in a good spot at home to catch a W. So I like them on the money line here, guys. I'm going to take the points, but also like the money line. So, and that line's kind of moved a little bit too. I think it opened up at 6.5. It's down to 4.5. So I got them as a -2 point favorite at home.
You got anything
I
on that
like it.
line? I'm sure.
No,
Let's keep it
nothing for
moving.
me, guys. But things happen at the bounce house that you can't simply explain. And the guy just muffed a punt. UCF has the ball now in Houston's 22-yard line. 3-0 ball game, still in favor of UCF. Oh, they're reviewing it right now. We'll see what happens here. They're reviewing this right now. But yeah, shout out to UCF. Shout out to the bounce house. One of these days, going to get down there.
Nice.
Downtown
Maryland,
Orlando.
Maryland and Rutgers. Our man A already has Maryland plus
Uh-oh.
2. My man Big Ragu, what do you want to do with this?
Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. You remember when we were in Atlantic City and they played that game on a Thursday night, and we wanted to bet Rutgers, and we couldn't get down on that game because we were in the state of New Jersey, and they won't take college sports action on their home teams. All right, so now I got to make amends a little bit. I got to make amends. We got a Rutgers team where the only spot I want to back this team is when they're playing in Piscataway. It's a different team at home, guys. It's a different team at home. And this is strictly, sharp action here. There's a lot of steam. I've been following the markets on this one. I'm looking at the public, and here we go. We got a public dog here, guys, where they've got like 75% of the tickets and 65% of the action up on Maryland. But the line is going the other way. So reverse line movement, action, Piscataway, all the indicators are going towards Rutgers' way, and there's a ton of steam on this game, and a lot of people I respect in the industry, they like Rutgers too. So I'm going to ride that train with Rutgers here, guys. This is strictly a market play and a spot play for me. So give me Rutgers laying at 2.5, short number.
Let's go. Rutgers laying 2.5. I guess that was they
Big
got it
first down
overturned.
right
There you go. First down.
The
Let's
UCF's
jump into
got
this
the
last
score.
one right here. San Diego State. This is gonna be the late night special right here.
Woo!
I'm on this game right here. This is. I mean, San Diego State might run away with the Mountain West. They're probably gonna have to get past Boise again, and Boise probably gonna try to shove it at them. But I think this team might. Sean Lewis' team is really like improving on the goal. They're buying in, and I think he took a turn from what he originally wanted to do at San Diego State, which was kind of throw outside the pocket and try to move the ball around in the air a little more. And he kind of moved it back to Rocky Long status, where they ran the ball really well and just played really, really good defense to win games. And that's what they're bringing to this Hawaii team, who's been having it their way in the air lately. But when you play teams like San Diego State, who have a secondary that covers under 180 yards per game, when they cover at that level, it kind of changes the game for the pass. And Hawaii can't really rely on the run in that situation. And the San Diego State defensive line, they get after it. So I really think San Diego State could win and cover in this one. But I like the over in this one. San Diego State is going to score on the ground against Hawaii, but Hawaii will get a couple through in the air some way, somehow, and we get over 49. And a late night, it's going to be a late night Hawaiian special right here with this game going over 49.5. That's your late night treat. I do endorse San Diego State. I mean, I'm going to do some type of exotic, and it's going to end on San Diego State money line some way, somehow. It's going to be a plus.
Break out the local moco, baby, and the pineapple and the Spam. Let's go.
Let's go. So I haven't put it out right there yet, but yeah, that's it for me. Y'all got any extra games or any extra stuff y'all want to throw?
Go ahead, Juan. I got a few. You go.
Well, as far as that game goes, guys, I just want to throw something out there. I mean, if SDSU takes care of business here, if they win out, they go 11-1, they take care of Boise in the Mountain West Championship. Are they going to be the G5 team that makes it in the college football playoff? I kind of want to see it, honestly. That'd be kind of cool to see San Diego State, not going to lie. And be interesting to see. They still got to do their business on their end. But the American, as far as I'm concerned, multiple teams have multiple losses. I don't want to see them in there. I want to see a team that actually deserves to be in there and win all their games in conference. And that's what San Diego State's been doing. So I definitely, I'm there with you. And my other games, I am on Penn State, got the plus 16, paid a little juice at minus 120. I just think they're going to be able to hang tight with Indiana in that game being at home. It's going to be a home game. I think there's too much talent for them not to get blown out by that many points. They hung tight with Ohio State in Ohio State the first half, kind of fell apart that second half. But outside of that, we pretty much talked about all my games. I was so invested in the UCF Knights and Northwestern tonight. My Saturday action, just 4 or 5 plays. So
that's good. I got. I'm going to use that San Diego State for a little segue because shout out to Pops if he's going to watch the show later. From came with us Atlantic City, Ixie's friend. He's a great guy to meet up, and he asked me today. I told him I like the Memphis side today. I think it's a low spot on Memphis. Like we talked about last week with that loss that Tulane took a little luster out of the game a little bit. But Memphis was, right now they're the top, the number 12 team in group of 4. But to your point, San Diego State, and I mentioned in the text of Pops today, San Diego State wins out. It's going to be real interesting which one of them teams gets in as a group of 4 teams. So I like the Memphis play. I like that. I think it's a buy low spot there. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, Florida State, the line dropping to 1.5 at Clemson. Do I want to get to the window at Florida State? Absolutely not. But, markets kind of dictate a little bit. So, hold your nose, play that if you're interested. And there's 2 games I want to bring attention to in the SEC. First game's out without their coaches. Hugh Freeze gone and Brian Kelly gone. So they'll be on the road. Did they get a little bump here? Catching points with against Auburn against Vandy and LSU against Bama. I don't want to step in front of Bama. Maybe Auburn's the play there, possibly. Vandy. Not that they're going sideways because they're always a gamer with Pavia and well-coached squad there at home. So the line has kind of dropped in both of these games too, by the way. So watch that market move there. And I guess that's about it for me. Oh, one more play, guys. Texas Christian, Iowa State. I think the old Vegas head fakes in effect here. You got 70% of the action on TCU, but only 10% of the money. Heavy Iowa State action coming in, guys. But the line's going up. So that's not what I call a market move. That's a head fake. Take Iowa State here.
Nice. You got any last ones, Wine?
That's it. You guys would probably want me to come on here and say, UCLA is playing a backup quarterback at the Rose Bowl, a true freshman. Why aren't you on UCLA? Something's weird about that line too, guys. Everyone's hammering UCLA, but yet they go from Nebraska goes from a +3 to now a pick 'em. I hate to say it because I want Skipper to keep the job, and if he wins this game, beats Matt Rule at home, I think he's going to keep the job next year, and we don't have to spend a bunch of money to get a new head coach. Keep Jerry, keep his his mentor, his DC over there. Love everything he's doing. And they can start recruiting and maybe build something with use the money that they would pay a coach for the players. So with that being said, hope UCLA wins. My money won't be on them. I'll be rooting for them.
I like that spot because listen, Nebraska come off of a big win at home as a dog. Now they're going to Pasadena and play.
Oh, they lost
the UCLA team, right?
Yeah, they lost last week. Nebraska lost SC.
Oh, they did lose.
Yeah, they were up in the halftime, but they ended up losing.
Oh, okay. I thought they won that game. See, too many cocktails in Vegas, I guess.
Right.
Well, let's make it a night, fellas. It was once again great to be back on camera. We do apologize. We missed a week, but we will keep this thing rolling, man. So make sure, like I said at the beginning of the show, that y'all go give us a follow on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and also like and subscribe on YouTube. We are back in business, and Big Ragu, it's your turn, man. You gotta sign us out. Let me get our music going right here for you. You gotta give them something uplifting to say in this one.
We're ready to roll, guys. Here it is. All right, guys, listen. I want to thank you for joining us again this week. We'll be here each and every week. We got a lot of football left. We got a lot of opportunities. And most of all, stay blessed, and you know what to do. See you at the window.
There you go. You heard it here first, y'all. We're going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. See y'all next week.
The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.